Previously on Cynda Talks.
Boom. We hold a Christmas party.
But how are we gonna get the word out? Like I said, our advertising budget is shot, and we got zilch in the coffers.
May or may not have gotten us a spot on Drop the Hammer.
Whoa. The 23rd biggest morning show in America? Yeah.
Did the guy that hates Mario Odyssey ever show up?
Why do you ask?
I don't know, I'm just curious.
What's up, everybody? Dwayne Chance here, and welcome back to another episode of Drop the Hammer. Oh, we are so unbelievably back. And man, we got some great news for you today, fellas. For our first story, local niche internet micro-celebrity Cynda has been caught red-handed talking smack about Super Mario Odyssey. That's right, people. Super Mario Odyssey is without a doubt the worst 3D Mario game. Ouch. Do not put that on a t-shirt. But who cares about that? Let's completely forget that last story even happened, and let me inform you guys about Cromer and Jorge's Christmas party happening tonight. And according to the hosts themselves, quote, everyone is invited, even the guy from that last story. Boy, I hope he didn't turn his TV off halfway through it. Ouch. Do not put that on a t-shirt. Also, we have a real-life British person calling in later to help dispel some of the stigma surrounding their kind. You won't want to miss that. Well, it's time to do what every celebrity does after they get caught saying something freaking stupid. Double down. Super Mario Odyssey was released in 2017 for the Nintendo Switch to a ridiculous amount of praise. One could even argue too much praise. 10 out of 10s were being flung around like nothing, and I can assure you if 2017 hadn't been one of, if not the best year in gaming history, this game would have won every single game award in existence. Instead, it just won most of them. So what is this game's deal? Or more specifically, why do I not like this game? Well, to answer both of these questions, we need to go over the history of 3D Mario. 3D Mario games can be categorized into two distinct styles. The collectathon Mario games that focus on having multiple missions and larger worlds that focus on exploration, and the get to the end of the level Mario games, which have a ton of levels but often with only one or two endpoints and are very straightforward linear games. The last game in the collectathon style was Super Mario Sunshine, released in 2002, and technically Mario 64 DS, but that was a remake of Mario 64, so it's a little hazy. Anyways, every game after that can be put into the get to the end of the level category. And while both styles of Mario are amazing, it's hard to ignore the fact that the get to the end of the level games simply don't have as much depth as the more open, sandboxy collectathon games. And people rightfully started to miss them. As such, when Super Mario Odyssey was announced, fans rejoiced because this was a return to that open world style. Nintendo even made this little graph showing that Mario was cool again. And I'm gonna go on a tangent here, I do not like this graph. It paints all the games over here as filthy casual games, while the real Mario games are over here. And it feels like they're denouncing Mario Galaxy 2, which is the greatest Mario game ever created. Changed my mind. Leading up to the game's release, Nintendo really focused on how this game was a new, huge, and creative Mario game, which again was a bit of a shift from the status quo. More Mario history here, guys, pay attention. After the release of New Super Mario Bros. Wii in 2009, Mario took a bit of a tonal shift, going from a lot of experimentation, especially in the side games and RPGs, to a much cleaner, simplistic look that bled into the side games. I've dubbed this the New Super Mario-ification era, and while a lot of people hated this change, and I mean for good reason, Paper Mario was scrubbed clean of a lot of its more intense, darker elements, even the Mario and Luigi RPG series felt more sterile, and the mainline series was more streamlined and made more concise. Fans did not like how Nintendo made Mario corporate friendly throughout the 2010s, but frankly, it makes all the sense in the world to give Mario a distinct art style and avoid the more experimental edge. New Super Mario Bros. Was ridiculously successful. As for my opinion, I really don't mind these changes. Like, okay, Paper Mario couldn't write stories about a world-ending void annihilating all of mankind. Mario and Luigi couldn't have aliens that harvest toads for their life force. Yes, that's real. And 3D Mario games couldn't have unique enemy designs. But I mean, they were still Mario games, and at the end of the day, gameplay is what truly matters. Caller, you are on the air. I heard you just moved here from Britain, is that true?
Why is it so hot in this godforsaken country?
What are you talking about? It's like 40 degrees outside.
40 centigrade? No wonder it's sweltering.
Here, hold on a second. Can someone tell me what 40 centigrade is in normal people units, please?
So, with Super Mario Odyssey cementing itself as the end of the new Super Marioification era and a bold return to the original open world collectathon style, this game has to be good, right? Starting out with a story, you have the classic Bowser kidnaps Peach, but now Bowser's diabolical plan is to marry Peach. So now Mario has to use his new ship, the Odyssey, fueled by power moons, to chase after Bowser, all the while helping the various kingdoms that have been ransacked by Bowser along the way. Luckily, Mario isn't alone on this trek. The new character Cappy tags along because Bowser stole his sister, Tiara, and I must commend the plot for having a dash of nuance. There's more here than just Bowser kidnaps Peach, and the Bowser marrying Peach plot being reused in the Mario movie was a nice callback to this game. As for the gameplay, the goal is simple. Land in a kingdom, solve whatever calamity Bowser has caused, all the while collecting power moons to give your ship, aptly named the Odyssey, enough power to jump to the next world. And something I noticed right away is the movement system. This mess is smooth! The game runs at a crisp 60 frames per second, and Mario pretty much never feels out of control. Which, to be fair, is par for the course. Mario has pretty much always controlled well. This augmented by the addition of Cappy, Mario's buddy, who is the 3D crutch this time around. Flood and Sunshine and the Spin Move and Galaxy help Mario move and interact with things in a 3D space before, and Cappy takes on this role in Odyssey. And it makes for a much more fluid and streamlined gameplay loop. You're going to be mashing the Y button into dust because Cappy makes collecting coins easier, defeating enemies easier, moving around easier. I mean, combined with a new ground pound dive move, platforming is pretty much trivialized. Uh-oh. Here we are introduced to one of Mario Odyssey's most glaring flaws. The game is stupid easy. Now don't get me wrong, Mario is supposed to be a very accessible series, and Odyssey even has an assist mode to help out less skilled players. But holy cow, it feels like this game is making an active effort to rip away any sort of challenge at just about every turn. Lives were removed in this game, which I must admit isn't a bad move. Extra lives were kind of antiquated to begin with, but at the same time it means that dying basically has no punishment, losing 10 coins and then respawning close to where you died. To replace 1-ups, you have life-up hearts, big hearts that expand your maximum health, and even power moons where a 1-up would fit perfectly. Making a comment on the game design as a whole, there is frighteningly little platforming in this game. So many of this game's kingdoms are these wide open areas, which have a lot to explore, sure, but that's it. There's so little in the way of traditional Mario platforming, and even where there is, it's either trivialized by Cappy,
Who, for the record, is way more of a crutch than Flood or the Spin Move ever was!
or it's just a capture playground sort of level, where any sort of challenge comes from a capture that again makes any challenge a complete joke. And we'll talk about captures soon enough, don't worry, but there's so little platforming in this game it's kind of ridiculous. Like, I shouldn't be sequence breaking or speedrunning to get my Mario platforming fix. Now, I will say, there is a certain satisfaction of just hurtling through a level using Mario's entire moveset to launch across an entire kingdom, or even skip certain sections with some well-timed jumps, but at the same time, the almost comedic dearth of traditional Mario platforming segments that were present in Sunshine and even 64 is pathetic.
I must say, I had no idea the skies were blue here in America.
They're not in Britain?
Nope, the sky is gray in Britain. Always. Also, the white blob in the sky is so simply fascinating.
The sun?
Is that what you call it?
But this game's biggest problem comes in the form of its main collectible, the humble Power Moon. Now, a quick aside, I'm not too fond of comparing games to other games. I think a game should be judged on its own merits. But something that continues to amaze me is how so many of Odyssey's problems were fixed in the older 3D Mario games. Mario 64, which came out in 1996, holds solutions to the problems introduced in the 2017 sequel. So, I think it's fair to compare Are We Square? One of the best parts of Mario 64 was the invention of the boot out system. Now, when you collect a Power Star in Mario 64, the game boots you out of the level. If you want to re-enter the level, you have to turn around and jump back in. This process takes roughly 12 seconds. I think it's one of the most brilliant things ever. This works as a very clear sense of completion. It puts a cute little bow on the present that is the mission. It allows you to easily choose your next destination with a sense of purpose. Odyssey doesn't have it. Why? Well, there's an easy explanation. There's only 7 stars per world in Mario 64. Odyssey has, more than that. In fact, there are 462 power moons you can collect before fighting Bowser, and there are 880 unique moons in the entire game, as compared to the 120 stars in Mario 64. And, how many levels are there in Odyssey? 17? 2 more than 64? Okay, great. Now let me explain what this means before I have an aneurysm. It means that Odyssey has a glut of content.
And gluttony's a sin!
This game is more bloated than me after a trip to Waffle House. This game is more bloated than the US economy in 2021. This game is more bloated than Mario when he gets the freaking helium flower in Mario Wonder. This game is so mind-numbingly bloated that Pepto-Bismol has small, medium, large, and Odyssey-sized bottles. It's downright sickening how many moons are in this game. And what does it all mean? It means that these moons now possess 0 value. You stack up a bunch of Goombas, moon. You collect 100 coins, buy a moon. Breathe the wrong way, moon. Back in the older games, there were less stars to collect, and it meant that each mission possessed a sense of value. You pushed through the crap missions because there were only a few in the game, and you just have to get all the stars. In this game, just ignore the crap missions. Kick this stupid freaking rock around for 3 minutes and get a moon, or beat a boss and get 3 moons. When you have 880 moons in a game, it means that there's like maybe 100 missions that have any sort of real content at all, since most of the extra moons are repeats of each other anyways. So what you end up happening is that following the story for a world nets you pretty much all the moons you need, since you follow a somewhat linear pathway for most worlds, which solidifies the extra moons as completely unnecessary. Especially since after you defeat Bowser, you can just buy as many moons as you need to unlock the post-game worlds, which I'm not even going to touch on. You got a boss rush and an absolute joke of a super hard final level I beat on my first try. Probably, I can't confirm that because it was 7 years ago. Anyways, the part that makes me so upset is that this game has the gall to pull something like this when Mario Sunshine has a solution. The blue coins. You collect 10 blue coins, you can exchange them for a shine sprite. Once again, there are only 120 shines in this game, but the blue coins act almost identically to Odyssey's moons, being hidden in clever places, acting as rewards for minigames and time challenges, while not sacrificing the value of the main collectible. But no! So there has to be other collectibles besides the moons, right? Well, we have the coins, which are used to purchase things in shops. Regular coins can be used in every shop, while there are also regional purple coins, which are only usable in that region's shop. This is good as it adds variety, but at the same time doesn't do enough to add value to collecting, since the shops only add to the moon count, whether it be buying them directly or purchasing some wacky costume to unlock a moon. On the topic of coins, I do however want to talk about the Luigi's Balloon World mode that was added post-release, where players from around the world hide balloons, and you can spend coins to look for them, and earn coins for popping them. This is actually amazing, as it adds a certain sense of risk and reward that doesn't exist throughout the rest of the game.
So do you guys worship a clock over there, or is it like a circle of rocks?
Are you going to ask any real questions?
Yes, here, hold on. Are you guys still mad about the Boston Tea Party?
Yeah.
Do you guys have seasons over there?
We actually call them series.
So, besides being an awful game, how does Odyssey set itself apart from other Mario games? Well, replacing traditional power-ups is the new capture mechanic, and this is actually pretty cool. There's a certain sense of novelty to capturing an enemy or a creature and seeing what its moveset is. Most of these captures are simple, maybe 1-2 buttons worth of actions, and that isn't necessarily a bad thing. With so many captures, it makes sense to keep them simple. The main issue is that the captures that are heavily utilized and the ones that aren't have roughly the same capabilities. Like the Pokio, it pokes, that's it. There's some actual platforming involved with this capture, which is rad, but at the same time, once you learn how the launching gimmick works, and well, that's it. Same with the Gushin, this water blasting enemy. Capture it, fly around, it's great, it's cool, but then you get the point. Now, it's never too egregious, but the mechanic does feel oddly underutilized, even though it's extremely prominent throughout the game. And it comes off as a way to put some level of variety in these worlds instead of having Mario do cool stuff. Oh yeah, just let the onion do all the platforming. Yeah. Okay, so I've done pretty much nothing but hate on this game. So is there anything that I actually did like? Well, the presentation is really solid. Sure, the visuals can get a little fuzzy, but I mean, it's running at 60 frames per second very consistently. Plus, the art style of the game is perfect. There's the cartoony nature of Mario, but if you notice, there's a really cool level of detail, like scratch marks on the chain chomps and bullet bills, and there's even stitching in Mario's overalls. The soundtrack is also pretty good, but if I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm not huge on the set-piecey nature of Jump Up Superstar, but the finale song is much better, and the main soundtrack is pretty good. Nothing particularly notable, but nothing bad either. The bosses as well are completely inoffensive, and oftentimes solid uses of the capture mechanic, especially with the Bowser fights. Grabbing Bowser's hat and just beating the snot out of him is just great. In conclusion, Mario Odyssey is okay. It's still a Mario game, meaning it has more polish and heart put into it than 98.99% of the rest of the industry. It's just disappointing to see such a mediocre game from one of my favorite video game series, but my hopes are that a sequel will fix most of these issues. Heck, Bowser's Fury, the side mode that was included along Mario 3D World on the Switch, shows that the Mario Odyssey formula can work when there's actual platforming and gameplay to back it up. Anyways, I do stand by Mario Odyssey being the worst Mario game by a country mile!
It's a little quiet around here, huh? You know what'll take my mind off of being a social outcast? Visiting my neighbors! Man, you guys will love them. Man, Elwood, if I'm having a crappy day, that guy knows how to lift my spirits right up. So come on, let's go. Okay, so I guess he's avoiding me. That's the only logical explanation. So, oh, I know. We'll go visit my other neighbor, Debbie. Oh, her apple strudel, it's biblical. Okay, I did not expect such a visceral reaction from such a seemingly innocuous video game opinion. Well, okay, I'm just gonna go for a walk now to get my mind off the betrayal of my closest friends. Oh my gosh, guys! Elwood! Hey, how's it going? Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were, I didn't know you were, What's up, guys? Dwayne Chance here, reporting from the Cromer and Jorge Christmas party, getting some opinions about the festivities. What do you guys think?
Well, this party is truly life-changing. A sense of brotherhood and good food. What more could you possibly ask for?
Well, even if you're a social outcast, you're still invited.
My in-laws are gonna love this new TV.
I sure hope so. Tell you what, I'll even wrap it for you just as a thank you.
You do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, just give me the huge.
What the? Huh? Dr. Webster, MD, my primary care physician / therapist? What are you doing here? I'm the manager of this establishment. Aren't you a doctor? Things are slow this time of year. You're a doctor? Yeah, people are starting to save money for Christmas presents. Yeah, that checks out. Look, I know I'm gonna regret asking this, but are you good? You seem a little tragicomical today. I'm fine, okay? Everything's cool. Well, if you insist.
Bro, you gotta help this guy out. He's clearly struggling.
But what about all the crap he's put you through? I mean, seriously, all the time travel shenanigans, having to deal with the eShop closing down, and even annoyed your alternate dimension self. I mean, if it's up to me, this is the easiest no of your entire life.
But he looks so sad.
Nah, the devil's right. This guy's insane.
Oh yeah, he's the crazy one. Last I checked, he wasn't the one having an argument with his shoulder. Or you could think about the money from a successful job.
What the heck? I'm the one that's supposed to suggest greed as a motivator.
You had your chance. Plus, I'm trying to get Webster to use greed to help someone. It's like getting paid to work at a charity.
Oh yeah. Whatever helps you sleep at night, I guess.
You could think about the money, or you could think about the moral consequences of not helping an ailing acquaintance.
Fine. Alright, let's patch you up. What's wrong?
No one likes me anymore.
So what is it this time? I mean, why?
Because I think that Mario Odyssey is a poorly designed game.
You gotta be joking.
No. This game's an easy 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I can help you out.
Really?
Oh yeah, super easy opinion replacement job. Just let me close up shop real quick. Yeah. I'll meet you at the office.
All right, I'm gonna give it to you straight, man. We're gonna have to go inside your brain.
Can't you just give me a lobotomy?
They don't let me do those anymore.
Can't you give me anabolic steroids?
What? I thought you were natty.
This is a special case. I am natty. Look, you think I go to the gym? Look at this. All natural. All natural.
It wouldn't do any good anyways. This is a serious case. You really don't like this game.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Only shot we're fixing you is if I get up close and personal. Just gotta find the don't like Mario Odyssey part of your brain, flip to 0 to a 1, we're good to go.
All right, let's see if I remember how to do this.
Oh my gosh, I haven't done that since med school. It's quite spacious, which I guess makes sense. But where in the world is his brain? It must be pretty far from it. Look at all these memories, they're ancient.
I think this right here is going to be very valuable in the future. I don't know why, but I just think it is.
What is that?
No clue. We'd better check it out, though.
Agreed.
I mean, there's gotta be a sign around here somewhere.
Stop right there.
Whoa! State your business.
Who are you guys?
We keep the streets clean around here, and you're looking awfully filthy, mister.
What the?
Run a quick scan on him.
Already on it. Memory banks say his name is Ferguson Webster, age 35. Claims to have a doctorate, but has only completed 3 out of 4 required years of med school, and is very prone to tomfoolery.
Prone to tomfoolery? Oh, that's ridiculous!
Bogus. Memory banks have it right here. Remember that time you abandoned Cynda after he was revealed to have Sonic Mania? Or that time you unleashed the deadly threat of time travel after prescribing Cynda the time machine to fix his existing crisis? What's the verdict?
He's morally gray, a known mischief maker. He's not to be trusted.
Not to be trusted? Wait, are you guys in this common sense?
Yeah, wasn't that obvious?
Oh, that explains so much. Like,
writers throughout the ages have sworn by various rituals and techniques to make their writing shine, such as keeping a routine, or simply getting as many ideas down on paper as possible to polish into a masterpiece later. Cynda's favorite ritual is one created by Henry David Thoreau, living in the woods for 2 years.
and
It's like going on a walk, and it's one of the best walks you've ever been on, then you sprain your ankle walking back into your house.
also,
WWE. Well, I've invested $4 million into WWE stock.
We used to rule this place, until one day, right before Cynda retired from the neighborhood watch, went into space to fight some guy, and boom, car slams into the back of him. How does that even happen? Cars in space? Ridiculous. Anyway, knocks us right out of the old dome. Haven't had any input in years.
holy crap.
Yeah, and we can't find our way back to his mind. We got knocked so far back, it's like his mind is hiding from us. We've looked for years, but no luck.
Hey, if you're Cynda's common sense, you guys can just let me go, right? I thought you guys were like crazy or something.
Don't worry. We'll let you go. Just let us know what you're doing first.
I'm gonna forcefully change his opinion about a video game.
You're going to brainwash him?
It's not brainwashing if he signed a waiver.
Daddy signed it.
Come on. Remember your breathing exercises.
What do you think? You've been silent this whole time.
I choose my words carefully, and given your current situation, I suggest you do the same.
You guys thinking what I'm thinking?
I think we need to run this guy out of here.
Agreed. He's clearly a massive threat to Cynda.
Hey, come on.
Let's rough him up.
Time to knock some sense into this joker.
Now focus in, start your engines. I hope you got plenty of glycogen. Time to fire at the hippocampus. Cause there's a lake that you won't wanna miss. So you better put your head in the game. to remember. We're so glad that you remember. You're confused, you know it all. We'll see if you're the last to fall. In the brain brawl, it's a battle of friends. Neither side is calling it quits. It's not some complex metaphor. There's a throwdown in the head of yours. Stop that mental doom scrolling and focus on the budget we're through in. It's for a penny and for a pound. Better stick around for the final round. Got it through your own dark again now. It's a brain-based battle royale. You're confused, you know it all. We'll see if you're the last to fall. In the brain brawl, it's a battle of friends. Neither side is calling it quits. You're confused, you know it all. We'll see if you're the last to fall. In the brain brawl, it's a battle of friends. Neither side is calling it quits. In the brain brawl, it's a battle of friends. Neither side is calling it quits. In the brain brawl, it's a battle of friends. Neither side is calling it quits.
Had enough, fool.
Yes! I've had enough. Are you kidding? You just beat the snot out of me. Yes!
Oh my gosh, look! We found his mind.
Man, what a sight.
Here, let's get our jobs back.
Agreed.
Holy crap! I shouldn't feel the need to change my video game opinions just because of backlash from a larger community. Everyone should feel free to form their own opinions on video games, and because it's essential to building a healthy community. Webster! Turns out I could have went to the party the whole time, and I had a huge epiphany about video game opinions.
Oh, that's really something, man.
Hang on, I'm receiving a phone call. Yellow? Blown up? Darn, maybe next millennia. Alright, it's not looking good, man. Well, that sucks. I finally realized the issue and I missed out on this big party.
So what are you gonna do?
I guess I'll just head home. Thanks anyways, Webster. What the heck? What's up, everybody? Dr. Webster, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I felt bad about using you for money and, you missing out on the Christmas party.
You were only helping me for the money. You know I'm not insured.
Not relevant.
Anyways, I decided to throw you your own party. What? Yup, and check this out. Dwayne Chance from Drop the Hammer. And wait, you are?
I'm British.
I'm sorry to hear that. Elwood, my awesome neighbor.
I just hope you have a great Christmas and that all of your Christmas wishes come true.
Everyone's here. We're so back.